You're the person who keeps cyber security on top.
That is what saves me.
Shh, Domino's does not want you to
Yeah.
know that.
People post even if you don't pay people. 2x my ROI.
Thinking like a business person.
They are light on pockets, high on intent. The conversion rates are like extremely poor.
I will do everything what I can.
They had to stop it.
That's my gift for today.
But you have to show the best revenue.
Otherwise, he will be
Yeah.
replaced by AI. Hi, my name is Yulia, and welcome to the Instant Influencers podcast, the podcast which will unleash your secrets, strategies behind of the top successful brands in digital marketing. And today, my first guest, the person who piloting with this podcast, the person who pilot with the most innovative approach in the market, working with influencers via performance marketing model, is Arif Ehsan. Head of digital marketing with a very rich experience over a decade in digital marketing field, understanding a social commerce, OTT platforms, and for the last 5 years, leading digital marketing initiative of the heritage brand, the most loved pizza in India, Domino's. All right, Arif, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for pioneering with us. You're always a pioneer. I want to start something that you most likely unexpect. In this beautiful setup that we have here, you see bananas.
Yes.
This is my gift to you
Okay.
for the reason, and that's from where we will start the introduction.
Okay.
You're the person who keeps cyber security on top.
Yeah.
I literally use ChatGPT, I use a few AI tools, try to find who is Arif, what is his hobby,
Yeah.
what Arif is doing. I
Yeah.
could not find anything except on X, a very nice post
Yeah.
made by your friend
Yes.
that you survived in Iceland and Denmark
Yes.
15 days
Yes.
only on bananas. So I assume that you really like it.
That's true. Yeah, it's true.
That's my gift for today.
Okay, thank you.
So
Yeah.
you will be the first guest, and the guest, which I hope will be exception, who needs to introduce himself.
So as you've made that point that I love bananas. And if I'm traveling outside India, probably, yeah, that is what saves me. Yeah, and I do digital marketing last 12, 13 years. That's what I've been doing. And right now I lead digital marketing and loyalty for Domino's India. So it's the food business. I love food and pizzas. So selling pizzas.
And selling pizzas on a big scale.
Yeah,
I have to
absolutely.
add here.
Yeah,
How do you validate the risks
yeah,
for the heritage brand?
yes,
The brand with a very strong authenticity built up through the tens of years. And working with micro influencers on scale, because I think our case study
yeah,
went ahead everywhere. People do know
yes.
our company DRIM because of Domino's Pizza. Credit goes to you. How do you validate risks here, and what is your opinion? Because it's risky. Human error happens.
When we began, this was like one of the foremost risks in our minds, in our heads. But the problem and the nature of this problem is that when you're working with 5, 10 people, you can control the kind of content that is being put out. But if you're working with about 4 to 5 thousand creators a month, it becomes really difficult to be in control of what you are putting out. So we try and control at least 20 to 25% of content that goes out while giving liberties to people at the same time to ensure that they can express their creativity. It's important to give that flexibility to people because we've seen like when people do their own thing, that's when those videos get viral, they get millions of views. When it's fully scripted, then things don't work out that well. But that's the balance, and that is our job to ensure that it's still brand safe, it's not fraudulent, and people are able to create their own thing.
Because UGC in any way can
Yes,
appear.
absolutely. Yeah.
You've never been an agency site. At least through your LinkedIn, I went through
Yeah.
your profile, never been.
Yeah.
But when I was searching about Arif, I found only your quotes, which you give in easily to partners to put up to
Yes.
present their cases, which is
Yes.
very rarely. How do you validate the partners? How do you build long-term partnership?
I think it's important to just identify who you're going to work with, what you are getting with them, give that partnership a very fair chance. When we are sure and we are confident that this is driving business, this particular partnership, then there's no need to step away from that partnership. And if it doesn't, then you simply close that conversation as early as possible and move on to the next thing that you can try.
For me, the startup who started from scratch, who really was trying, like, I know how hard I worked to get the first brand who believed in me. For me, the sentiment and loyalty to Domino's Pizza and respect of product, my daughter is Domino's Pizza. I ensure it. Like, really.
Yeah.
Because I have the loyalty and sentiment, and I feel if that brand helped me literally to climb my ladder, I will do everything what I can, like on a personal level. And now, when we come to the advocacy, that's how you win the partner
Yes.
advocacy always. But in the same time, you win advocacy of so many influencers, right?
Yes. Yes.
How do you validate the impact
Yeah.
that some people do work with Dominus for 2, 3 years?
Yeah. See, when even before when we started talking, I was actually looking for partners in India who can help us really scale our influencer marketing and give it a real measurable lens to it. Like, we will not want to just invest to get views and reach, because I mean, it's slightly meaningless. It serves an objective. It's a valid objective that's needed from time to time. But to have a monthly partnership wherein we are spending so many dollars and it needs to deliver revenue and it needs to be measurable. So that's something that I was already really looking for in India. And I realized people react so much more positively to it. Like, when it doesn't feel like the pizza has been shot in a studio, changed, edited on a Photoshop image. We realize that that raw pizza image or raw pizza footage, that actually has so much value because people feel it's real. So that was the first insight, and it really worked for us in our performance campaigns, like on Facebook, by just switching the creative from a Photoshop edited creative to a UGC creative, 2x my ROI. So the next step was obviously to scale this, not from paid channels but from organic channels, by which you can get more advocacy. And then that's where we started our influencer journey. I don't think it works for every category, but for this category, which is pizza, it works beautifully. People love to get deals on pizzas. People love to save money on pizzas. So it's a natural fit for influence because they grow their viewership or their followers when they post about Domino's. I mean, there are so many examples of so many people. They get millions and millions of views. People post even if you don't pay people so many times. They get 50 million, 70 million views sometimes to that tune. Because it just connects. It's a product which people love. So it was the right platform to connect with them. Obviously, they get money, they paid money, they share authentic deals which their followers love, and their viewership also grows. So it's a good win-win for
It's
everyone.
a win-win
Yes.
partnership. You give the follower value.
Yes.
You receive people sharing,
Yes.
saving content,
Yes.
liking, commenting.
Yes.
That reflects on Instagram algorithm as a valuable content.
Yes.
It goes viral. Whatever
Absolutely.
goes viral, followers are
Yes.
coming because again you give the value upfront. Just to share with you the latest data I prepared for the podcast, Domino's Pizza as a keyword has a volume of 364,000. What does it mean? It means 364,000 people are searching with the hashtag Domino's Pizza. It's global data. How many of them coming from India? This is estimated number. Instagram would never tell me. It's just through our own database of 18 lakhs influencers and etc. That's where I put pressure on analytics to give me some bandwidth. He said that at least 30% belong to India.
Yeah.
30%.
So Domino's obviously is multi-country, etc. So many times, because people love the product and people want to search for it, we end up ranking higher than most other countries. So I'm not surprised by the data. 30% of searches on Instagram around Domino's Pizza are from India because people love the product and the brand here, and you can see that socially.
Now let's give some value to our audience. About, let's say there's a person who comes from, doesn't matter, brand performance or any other digital marketing industry, and he start working in a startup, doesn't mean pizza or just a startup, the D2C, and he wants to do some innovation, doesn't mean influencers. From your rich experience of 12 years in the industry, from working from commerce shop clues to OTT platforms and the most loved pizza in the country, how would you suggest to validate the channels? Like if you're looking from the growth perspective, the young guy, maybe straight away from the college, got
Yeah.
onboarded to some
Yeah.
D2C startup and needs to do growth marketing.
Yeah.
Very difficult. What the person shall do? Maybe 3 steps.
So first, slightly think about the problem structurally, as in what is it that is missing. Like for example, for us, one of the biggest growth levers is ensuring that we have coverage of delivery. A more tactical approach, simply in understanding the value of what you are spending. If you understand it accurately and putting that in practice, as in your putting that in your daily life to measure the incrementality of what you're getting from your spends. Third, figure out what is wrong with your conversion. How can you improve it? Is it brand which will improve the consideration for your product and hence improve conversion? Is it something else? Is it the funnel which is not great? There are some issues in it and it can be optimized. So things, these three things I would say can definitely deliver or hopefully deliver growth for that particular category.
I want to say that you deliver not about digital marketing, about entrepreneur journey.
Yeah.
Identify the problem,
Yes.
then measure what you're doing to
Yes.
grow the
Yeah.
revenue and
Yeah.
etc. What
Yeah.
is your ROAS,
Yeah.
return of expenditure,
Yeah.
and then find the other gaps, the next problem, and it keep moving.
Yeah, I mean that's the you have to just think top down as an approach instead of just getting lost in too many things. Just focusing on a single thing and having a top down approach that will help you to optimize, at least solve for that. Sometimes we just overwhelmed with too many things that we have, and then it leads.
Prioritize,
Yeah,
prioritize what
yeah,
is important.
yes,
So it's pretty really, it's like you describe that every digital marketer in the country shall become a thinking like a business person.
absolutely.
That's otherwise he will be
Yeah,
replaced by AI.
the problem sometimes happens is that I have to show the best numbers, I have to show the best ROI, but you have to show the best revenue. Not really everything else in between doesn't really matter. So, what is the real incremental revenue that you're giving to the business by doing X, Y, Z inputs? You just have to prioritize and optimize that.
20%
Yeah,
that will deliver 80% of the results
or more.
or more.
Yeah,
Yeah, that also works. Coming to the brand side, not from Domino's Pizza
yeah,
perspective, from overall brand marketing.
yes.
How do you think being a very analytical driven person, heading a big organization and having rich experience across different verticals?
Yeah.
It's a big question which I always debate with multiple marketers, CMOs, and etc. How brand marketing, brand lift shall be measured?
So we look at the way I feel quite confident about the way we measure it, and I think that's a pretty standard approach, which is looking at your brand tags and looking at how people mind states are changing about the brand, and then how is that trending over time basis actions that you're taking. The idea is to look at all these influencers to purchase and move up on those metrics slowly. For example, the biggest problem when I was at Hotstar was that the conversion rates are like extremely poor. People in India didn't want to pay for content, and that changed over the last 3 years, 4 years. Now people are more open to paying. And for us, like we are a brand that has existed for over 3 decades, so we have a pretty high conversion in this category.
Hmm.
But still, people have to make this choice from the fact that should I order a pizza or some other cuisine, increasing the preference for the category itself. Our growth will increase significantly more as we are able to bring more people into the pizza category.
Yeah, I believe in it's pretty growing space because we can see that people do prefer pizza. My husband used to eat pizza once in 3 months. Now maybe once in 2 weeks.
Which is great.
The frequency is
Yeah.
coming,
So,
but it's driven by the child.
yeah, that's
Uh,
that's actually a very genuine insight. So I mean, those are the big categories for us also. Uh, so there is a younger cohort, obviously, which is the direction that we are moving towards. Those 25 to 35-year-olds
hmm.
with young children, that's a very big important category
Because
for
she's
us.
a intent purchase.
Yeah.
Our daughter is the one.
Yes.
That's where we're going for pizza pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Going to the younger generation. Social is about covering up people 25, 35, and as well covering up a very different generation, let's say 20 to 25, and very different generation, like below 20.
Yes.
You can speak with all of them. How do you see this change? How do you see social impacting on gaining the love of the younger generation, the one who spent 5 hours in a day? on Instagram?
Thing is, that particular cohort of customers, which is 13 to 25 years old, traditional normal marketing media doesn't really work very well, because they are obviously a lot more social and they interact with those platforms. So naturally, influencer marketing and social media marketing just becomes all the more important for it, and that's really, most brands are sort of uh, in their journey of appealing to this particular age segment, because it's becoming more and more difficult to reach out to them with the right messaging, because normal TV advertisements, etc., will hardly reach that audience. So it's the same approach for us as well. So what we do with influencers, I feel, wherein we do secret deals, etc., with them, that also attracts this generation quite well. Because those are the one where they're light on pockets, high on intent. They want value basically. They make a choice educatedly, so they know like where they should be going to say get the best deal, and you have to give them the best deal, or also make them the believe that yes, they are getting the best deal, and that's when I mean, these guys will come to you.
Yeah, I remember that girl, that young girl who was wearing specs and was saying, "Shh, Domino's does not want you to
Yeah,
know that."
that's one reel which sort of became viral. Young girls telling her followers that this is the secret deal that you have with us. So that's how we try and reach out and influence these consumers.
How much does it take to win love? Any metrics? You're a very metric driven person. I know
Hmm.
it by working with you.
I think it's a very difficult metric to move. It's not very easy, as easy as getting orders, etc. But this is more about changing the perception of the brand in the minds of a certain segment. So it's a process which is like time taking, and it'll happen over time. We have changed our entire brand positioning, our messaging, etc., and that happened about last year. And we've already seen significant movement in those scores, and that will continue. This journey will continue for us. So that will happen when we are able to change their mind spaces
Yeah.
with our communication, with our products, with high indulgence that we give to them. Like for example, right now we have just launched a new pizza, which is a volcano pizza. So it is like cheese in the middle of a pizza in a crater. So molten cheese in a crater in the middle of a pizza. So it's a volcano pizza. It is super high on indulgence, but you also have the option of controlling your indulgence, because you can ensure how much cheese you want when you're dipping the slice in the cheese. So
Mm.
it's just interesting. It's a format which is being loved across the world.
Something new. I think for Gen Z is very
Yeah,
important to keep bringing new.
keep bringing new products, make them and like give them the confidence that like new products, interesting products will keep coming up, and they would love the brand.
It's very interesting the insights that I receive right now. You know that the young generations they can't focus for too long. There's some symptom even that's called ADHD, something like that. It's actually the generation who can't focus really for more than 12 minutes. When earlier it was 1.5 hours. Technically, we are capable to do deep work, and very interesting way how brand is also using this,
Yeah,
understanding that customer change, customer will not keep going for margarita,
yeah,
as a person like me who
yeah.
keeps ordering only margarita because I belong to other generation.
Yes, people want new things, and
The
yeah,
brand
that's
shall also kind of understand that.
absolutely.
I have a few fireside chat questions which I prepared in the end for you. Just 4 questions.
Yeah,
Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram, Facebook. I don't know.
Okay,
Facebook,
Instagram or YouTube?
Instagram. So yeah, Instagram.
Instagram. Goa or Shimla?
Goa, Shimla is not really. I would say there are many places in Himachal.
Okay,
Shimla.
beach or mountain?
Okay, I'll say beach. Yeah,
Beach. All right. Cheese burst or fresh pan?
cheese burst. I love cheese burst. I love cheese.
You love cheese
Yeah.
also?
Yeah.
Belong to the volcano generation.
Yeah. So when you are indulging, you might as well properly do so.
That's true. That's 100%. That's called the loyalty.
Yes.
Advocacy shall grow within the brand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Performance marketing or brand marketing?
You need both. Like it's not a one or the either conversation. So it never. You can't be just doing brand marketing and not driving actual
But
business.
yeah,
And
performance or brand
no, you
marketing?
can't choose. You have to. And the idea or the important thing is to figure out what the mix should be.
Gurgaon or Noida?
Gurgaon. I
Mm.
yeah, I hate going to Noida, traveling to Noida every day. But
Because I know that you have
yes,
that split.
yeah,
That's why I asked.
life is good in Gurgaon. I think it's one of the best metros in India.
Okay, I can debate. I'm Bangalore
Oh,
side person, which feels. I just remembered on Brand Love, a very cool campaign that Domino's Pizza has done globally. I
hmm.
don't remember the market, when they were saying that we are giving free pizza forever to those ones who will do tattoo
Hmm.
of Domino's logotype. And
They had to stop it.
they had to stop it because so many people has done it, right?
And that again tells you, right, that tells you a story that people really, really want. There is so much pressure on people's pockets worldwide. It's not just an India phenomenon, everywhere. So people just everywhere are looking for great deals, great value, and that's the thing which really works for us as well.
How do you think it will impact the Indian market?
So this year seems to be going quite well, honestly. And there are a bunch of stuff that we have done. There's a new range of products that we have launched. We made delivery free for people. So then
Yeah, it's a big thing.
that itself is a frequency driver because people can now order a lot more. There is worldwide fear of recession that
The
that
last couple 2 years,
continues.
I think,
Yeah,
keep going.
yeah, it's that's what. So so I'm not exactly sure how things that
But
sentiment will change. But from what I understand is that like if you keep delivering great value, right, there are other
yeah,
brands who are also delivering great value, and those are the ones doing the best right now, growing the best. So the same thing. That's what consumer wants from us.
yeah. If consumer people will not cut on something that gives them dopamine.
Yeah,
Pizza does.
absolutely.
They will not cut off on
Yeah.
the
You still want like you still want to celebrate that moment in your life, even if you are under so much pressure, and if there is a way for you to have it, like yeah, I think those businesses can thrive.
right. That's all because I did not want to keep it longer. So bananas are yours.
Thank you.
It's the first because I was actually messaging to the team and said, guys, we didn't think we had to have some gift for the speaker. We've not thought about it, but you again pioneering. That's
Okay.
where some hiccups will happen there.
Yeah, thank you. Good conversation.
Yeah, it was really a pleasure having you, Arif.
Same here.